What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and whoa, we got a big trade today. We have, again, the overall market has been kind of going down the past 2 days, and we have a trade that we saw via the order forms, nearly $53.5 million. $53 million? Okay. We're going to break it down and we're going to get into it here after a quick market recap. If you want to jump ahead, please look at the timestamps below. So again, here for the overall quick market recap we have here. Again, we're up today. A lot of volume came in just in the last hour, and a lot of the upwards ticks movement have seen in the last hour. We been trading sideways, and then now around 3 o'clock, which we always talk about, a lot of that volume coming in and really kicking higher. Potentially trying to close today around 306 would be a fantastic scenario for the bulls. We could be stopped out here and start trading sideways into the close. Again, it's not 4th of July weekend yet, but next week is going to most likely be very light volume due to a lot of people being on vacation and being away from the screen. Alright, so let's go ahead and look back here with the overall trend we're looking at. We still have the 5 and 8 exponential moving averages have not crossed through the 21 yet, indicating a trend reversal. This 34 exponential moving average has been a key line of support for the S&P 500 here. It has, if this starts closing above it, it's still a pretty much intact position, even though below to the 21, it's pretty volatile due to the overall market's swings. If we start coming down to the 297 and start closing below that, that would be a consideration for scaling back and getting out, and potentially whatever your investing strategy is. If it's longer term, could be buying in. If you're trading short-term stocks and options, you're going to be feeling the pain even well before this. If you're just doing long-term stuff, you're gonna this is a blimp in the market for you here, and there's nothing really to consider moving forth here. Alright, that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this big hedge fund and whale who made this trade here. So we're going to go to the trade tab, go all the way to the bottom to the sales, time and sales. We see here around 12:15 today we had a individual, or not an individual, most likely a fairly large fund, buy 10,000 calls and puts around at the 350 strike price in December 18th. So we can go to the December 18th monthlies here. Again, that's 176 days away. So again, this is a pretty monstrous trade. Again, 350. We can look here, right here. You can see that there's that volume that was indicated there, and then over here, that volume there has also indicated that 10,000. So those, it wasn't a mistake. So they haven't taken it off and then got rid of it and then took it again. So what we think this is, what I think it is basically they're outright buying both these calls, again, with a total cost in around the $53 million range, which is quite substantial. So what they're doing is potentially buying both of these legs, indicating a potential swing either way, but then protecting themselves basically in both directions. Again, it's fairly far out, so again, a lot of things can happen before this time frame. If we can go out here, basically let's go to a weekly chart. We can see here the 350 marker is way up here. We can do a little alert, and we can put that alert here at 350. Whoop. Boom. Look at that, that's way up there. Even if I go to the daily chart, I can't really even see that too well in the daily chart. I have to scale down. Again, the all-time high is around 340. That's, again, this is about nearly 10 points, 11 points higher from where the all-time high is. Potentially, again, could you see this happening in 180 days? Anything can happen, but we'll see, right? We'll see. Let's see how everything else is going here. Everything is looking really strong here. Again, this close has been really strong. A lot of volumes coming in here, potentially getting this a bounce back here again with that 34. So this is indication. We can look here on via the Tastyworks. This is what I use for trading options. I have the order down here. You have the 10,000 calls and puts here at that 350 strike price. You see the overall cost of this is again that 53.3 million, but of course this fluctuates quite a bit. You have a 61% of probability. Again, we're currently trading around 306, 307. Potentially this could go either way. Of course, if it starts going down to the south side, aka going to the bears, you can start seeing it printing money fairly fast. Basically the break even is around, what is this, the 297. So again, do you remember what we talked about, the 297? That 297 is round that wonderful 200 exponential moving average. So this is a very key level here. And then we're going to be looking at the other side, which is the break even. It's around basically 404. And that has to print, it's fairly high to the call side. Again, that call option is so far out of the money and the put side's in the money, so you're going to see kind of the somewhat skew to the downside potentially, because it has to run up quite a bit here to get any kind of protection up here. Even though if it does start running up, they do have protection to the upside once if the market gets really going and so forth. Again, this is a bet that's even after the election, so it's a pretty interesting bet to see what we're doing here. So again, if that 297 doesn't hold, that is down to the downside, and they can just literally just print gazoo money. Again, the max profit is infinite. You see the logo here. Even if it comes down to 260 on expiration, they basically could double their money quite easily there. This is, again, not a bet for everyone. This is a very costly bet. If you just do this with one contract, it would cost you well over $5,000 there. So this is very interesting. Again, to the upside, they're looking around the 403 level, so we can go back to the chart. And I forgot to show you, I wanted to do the Fibonacci retracements from the previous swing high to the swing low. And that 400 level doesn't really come in until basically the 1618. That's at 411, indicating again that I think the exact price for the break even is 404. Again, 410, that could be that run up there. If you are on the bullish camp, you're probably guessing 350 to 370 the close of this year, and if you're in the bear camp, I'm guessing you're going to be saying anything below 292 the close of this year, the 297, potentially the 277. Again, we can go look here on the potential move. It's $60 plus or minus 62 to be precise. So $62 from here would be basically, again, this is just what the option market makers are predicting. Again, that prediction is again within the 68 percentile move. It would be close to, what is 60, so we'll just do 305, would basically kind of nearly put it up to this 1272 extension to that particular movement. And then of course to the downside, we're looking around the 277, potentially in between the 50 to 38.2 retracement there. So again, a lot could happen. We do have an election year, so you'd be very mindful of that. That's going to cause quite a few swings. If you remember in 2016, that was the futures literally were limit down. That was a crazy time to trade. I traded that a little bit. It was quite phenomenal and how fast those futures really rallied, and I should actually make a video on that the trading that happened around that time frame, because it was quite epic, honestly. Let's see here, anything else I can add here? No. So just be mindful of this. Again, next week is going to be somewhat considered lower volume, not meaning that things are going to be crazy up and down. Majority of the time, a lot of the hedge funds and things like that usually take vacations, but again, since in the pandemic, this is most likely going to be a damper on a lot of people's vacations plans, but I think it's still usually a low time of trading and volume, and you usually don't get too many crazy upswings or downswings, so just be mindful of that, everyone out there. Again, guys, if you're interested on joining our fantastic Discord here, we are trading some ideas. Do not leave me, please. It was a great guy, individual who always has some great trades. We have all the other individuals coming in here with some really cool stock news, some other interesting stuff posting here, some great memes. anything that's happening to the channel and live streams, things like that, I post there directly. And then of course you can check out the Tastyworks link down below if you're interested in sort of trading options. It's a great little tool that I like to use as an affiliate link for me. And then also don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.